Hi Aquarius, it's good to be back from the holidays. I can't wait to jump in and see what Spirit has to say to you. While I'm shuffling though, I want to talk to you about our things coming up in 2020. It's going to take about 2 minutes maybe. We are going to be doing live interviews on Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you missed the one from last night, we spoke with Maxine Taylor, who is an astrologer of over 50 years, and she talked about the eclipses and how they're going to affect each, or how the one at Christmas did affect us, and the one that coming up on Friday will affect us. And she did that for each sign, and she did talk about Saturn return also. But again, every Tuesday night I'll have a different guest on, and the coming Tuesday I have Kyle Butler, who is a former apostolic pastor, who'll be talking about religion and spirituality. After that, it will be the following Tuesday a gentleman with a YouTube channel called Good News. He also digs deep into the Bible, and he finds the more spiritual or esoteric type meaning for what was written. He really digs deep, and how our awakening talks about all kinds of stuff. Anyway, really interesting, deep. It's a deep dive, so that's what we're gonna probably call it, Digging Deep Tuesday. But anyway, also Saturday morning is our roundtable. So without further ado, we're just going to find out, what does Spirit have to say to you? God guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit to us, I guess, because I'm Aquarius, sun and moon, right? God guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit. I thank you so much for my Aquarius friends. Thank you for giving us the tarot as a tool. Thank you for love, light, and prosperity, clear and concise messages, and thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. What is your message for Aquarius? Okay, current energy. We've got the Hierophant. What's crossing you? 2 of air. Your underlying energy is strength. Recent past, you have the 5 of air. In your crowning energy, you have the King of Fire. In the near future, we've got the Emperor. In your mind, in your attitude, right, toward all of this that's going on, we've got the Star. That's us showing up in our own reading, right? Outside influence, the Sun. Hopes and fears, 8 of water. And our outcome is the Magician. Wow. So, Aquarius, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana out of a 10-card spread. Now, major arcana just simply means this is a very pivotal time in our lives. This is spiritual growth. This is spiritual lessons. This is truly true change at the core of what's going on in our lives right now. So we start out with the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant is about religious traditions. It's about constructs, and it's about spiritual practices and conglomerates, and all that kind of stuff. I feel like what it's saying is, you are a whole different person spiritually than you have been before. It's almost like you've come into your power. You've come into your understanding of who you are and what your strengths are, and you've let yourself out of a box, right? So your crossing card, and remember, the crossing card can either be pushing you forward or holding you back. So your crossing card is the 2 of air. Now remember, in the traditional tarot, the 2 of air is the same as the 2 of swords. And in that depiction of this card, the person is sitting there like this with their blindfold on, and they've got a sword going out of each hand, and they're crossing their heart. It's like they're resisting making a decision because they don't have a clue what's on the other side of that decision. But it looks like with this card, I feel like it's more of a bump forward, Aquarius, because look how free she is, right? I always say I want to go dance with this person because she's so free and she's so inspired, and she just flows through this dance. So That's what's crossing you right now. And I feel like what it's saying is that in your current energy, you're feeling this freedom. You're feeling this celebration within yourself about this choice to find your higher self and to walk in the power of who you truly are. What is your underlying issue, or the root reason, or the root energy right now is strength. This is the card of Leo, but I think it has to do with you, and it's not just your inner strength, it's your inner resolve. It's your inner resolve to move forward in life, or it's your inner resolve for whatever your situation is, to overcome it, to move past it, or whatever that is that's going on. It's a very general reading, so it could be almost anything. But I always say that this card, this root issue, is usually the result of something that happened in our recent past. So I feel like what happened in the recent past is you got out of your head, Aquarius. You finally allowed yourself to take your thoughts captive. You finally allowed yourself, and we've been talking about this for months now, and mostly in all the signs. I say months, probably in them for the last month or so, in all the signs, about these things, these worries, these self-sabotaging thoughts, these thoughts that we allow, the truths that we think we are, who we think we are, and all that other stuff. It's like we allow that stuff to ruminate, then it seeps down into our heart, and it gives us a feeling of defeat. And in this card, in the traditional tarot, represents a feeling of defeat. But in this deck, look at that. She has taken those thoughts captive. They're beneath her. She's risen above them. She says, no more. I'm not doing this anymore. I am going to be on top of what I allow to go from here to here. I'm going to be on top of all that. And that's no longer going to, those thoughts are no longer going to dictate day to day how I live my life. They're not going to dictate. I'm not going to allow those same old negative thoughts to keep going around and around and around in my mind. In the recent past, it's like a decision that you made. And that's where this strength comes from, right? So your crowning energy is the King of Fire. So remember, for me in this reading, the crowning energy is your guides, your archangels, the Holy Spirit, God Himself. It's your higher self. And this King of Fire, he's very passionate. He's very inspired, right? This heart right here, it's like on the outside of him, because he leads with his heart. He leads from his heart. Doesn't allow himself to be moved by or directed by his emotions, but he definitely leads from his heart, and he listens to his guides. He listens for, like, these are like his little antennas constantly on. I know they're not antennas, it looks more like a sunburst, but it's constantly on. He's constantly turned on, ready to hear whatever Spirit has to say. So this is your crowning energy. This is where they're wanting to bring you. It's like they're sprinkling this energy on you so that this passion can move you forward. This feeling of out of the box, this feeling of breaking free and allowing yourself to live your highest and best self. They are constantly giving you more and more of that passion and purpose within yourself. So coming up in your near future, this is the Emperor, right? Now listen, I mean, if I was doing a love reading, there's, quite a few different people in here that these things could relate to. Like, this is Leo, this is Aries, all that stuff. The Hierophant, that is Taurus, I think. Yeah, Taurus. Yes, Hierophant's Taurus. The Hermit is Virgo. Sorry. So this is Taurus. But okay, but I'm going to go back and tell you, this is not a love reading, but it is a very general reading. So if you're seeing people in this reading, perhaps Spirit is talking to you about these people, but that's not what this message is about. This message is more general. So let's talk about the gifts of the Emperor, right? It looks like this right here is what they are working on with you right now, this passion and this back to taking your thoughts captive and letting the guidance from Spirit move you versus you trying to figure it out. So where they're going to move you to is right here in the near future. He's the culmination of all the kings. So what this is telling me is that you're pretty advanced already. You must already have the resourcefulness of the King of Pentacles. You must already have the intellect of the King of Swords. I mean, you are an Aquarius, right? An air sign. You must already have the emotional intelligence of the King of Cups. And so what they're doing is giving you the inspired, passionate, purpose-driven King of Wands qualities in you that he's led by inspiration. He's led by guidance. So they're bringing you to this culmination energy where you will have mastered all of that stuff altogether. Your attitude toward all this is the Star. You're thinking to yourself, I've never felt more like me in my life. I've never felt more like this is who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing ever. And not only that, you're loving it, right? You're feeling free, and this little vessel right here she's holding, it's like she cherishes everything in that little vessel. The vessel is representative for me of her internal self, and so it's got her higher self, it's got her inner child, it's got all that there, and she's holding it very, very gently, and she is looking at it like a mother would look at a newborn baby, with much love and much adoration and stuff like that. So this is you in your mental attitude toward everything that's going on. It's like even your head is in line with what's going on in your heart. You've got it you're in coherence, basically. You're at a place where your heart and your mind are lined up, and so they're working with you on this passion part. What is your passion? What is it that you are trying to bring into your life? What is it that you're trying to manifest in your life? That's what they're working on bringing you to. This is where you are mentally. So your outside influence is the Sun. This tells me the universe is on your side. The universe is always on our side, but when this card shows up as an outside influence, this is telling me that it's like they're sprinkling fairy dust in your life. If it has not already changed drastically for you, I feel like something's coming that's going to change drastically for you, because the universe is truly wrapping you up in love and warmth and guidance and all that stuff. You've got a 1 and a 9, right? The 1 is about creation, the 9 is about graduation. So to put them together, it's a 10. That's completion and a new start. She is a bride, right? It's like the universe is saying, and this is not gender specific, the universe is saying, we're going to be partners. I'm marrying you. You're understanding. I'm helping you understand how much I want to walk forward with you. And I know the universe is not an I, but your hopes and fears is that you hope that you can truly let it all go. You're tired of waiting on other people to give you permission, people that aren't in line with you, people who run their ship differently than you do. You're tired of them giving you permission to go out and live your best life. So you've taken up your treasures, your package, your baggage with you, and you've gotten off the ship and you've said, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to find my other 2 cups. That's what your hope is to walk in that direction. And your fear is that maybe you won't. Maybe you're not going to accomplish it. A hope always has a fear, right? Hopes and fears. With every hope, there's a fear. But I feel like you're walking more in the hope end of it because of the cards that are laid out. And if you're not, the energies are all exactly perfect for you to be able to do that, Aquarius. Your outcome is the Magician. Somebody else got this as their outcome. I can't remember which one it was. I did the earth signs yesterday, so it was one of the earth signs, but they also got this outcome, and it's like Spirit is saying, and they're reminding me to remind you, we always create our reality. Always, we're constantly creating our reality. That's why thinking about what we're thinking about is so important. But this showing up as an outcome is saying that they are here to help you live your life in a way that every day is magical. That not saying that you don't have bumps in the road or whatever, but the way that we respond to it is differently, so it doesn't hang on to us as much. I just saw a picture of a biting dog, a dog biting somebody on the leg. It's kind of like that's what negative thoughts are. It's like this dog attacking your leg, and you're sitting there kicking it off and trying to move around, and you can't go anywhere because the dog's biting you on the leg, right? It kind of holds you up. That's what negative thoughts do. They hold us up. And so it's like you do one big kick and get that dog off of you, and you can keep on walking. And that's what I feel like that they're saying, is that whenever you're in this mentality, in this heart space, then you actually do create the world that you want, because you don't allow the thoughts to hold you captive or trip you up, and you realize that you always were a magician. Aquarius, you always have been a magician. For us to really truly be able to embrace that, we have to really truly be able to look at our lives and take responsibility, 100% responsibility for things that have happened in our life, because the truth is for whatever reason, we created what's happened in our lives. Okay. So, this is saying it's going to be you're going to have a new creation. It's going to be something totally different for you now. Some very strong, beautiful cards in this reading, and I don't think I possibly interpreted it as beautifully as I'm feeling it or seeing it with these cards. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for Aquarius. Show us the PS that goes with this reading, please. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Please show us clearly what is the PS. Before I pull the PS, I want to show you right here that this right here, again, this was in the placement of your attitude toward what's going on in your life. So you're feeling free. You're feeling like for the first time you really are being true to yourself and who you are, right? This is also the major arcana for the wish fulfillment card. So part of that feeling that way is like, it's almost like, wow, dreams really do come true, and you might not, I'm trying to figure out how to say what they're showing me right now. So they're showing me like it's not about winning the lottery. It's not about the fast cars or the big boats or the big huge mansions. It's not about any of that. Whenever you really realize who you are and you really understand your power, it's like you have the feeling of all of that right where you are. And that's what they're showing me with this card. It's like you feel like you've won the lottery because for the first time you can breathe as who you are. Okay. Again, I thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, and clarification, confirmation, validation. Show us the PS, please. Okay, PS, Aquarius. 2020 is going to be your year. I just really feel that way. This is a whole new cycle, right? Your world is changing. The energies are there. If you don't feel this powerful in your life, the energies are there for you to take your power back. The energies are there for you to make a decision to free yourself. Be free like this woman. Again, not gender specific, but the energies are there for you to free yourself, to walk into your true greatness, to empower, to take back your power, right? This is all about that. This is where they're wanting to take you. Are you ready to go? Remember, whenever I do a reading like this, none of this means you're going to wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be wonderful. That's not what it means. It means that the energies are right. If you're already on this journey, you're on the right path and they're still moving things around for you. If you're not here, it's an opportunity for you to get there, and it starts by getting quiet and taking your thoughts captive. Because remember, this is where it all started in the recent past, where we took our thoughts captive and rose above that. and it's changing our world. Because how's that saying go? As within, so without. When we take our thoughts captive, our heart is able to focus on better things. And as we continue to do that, that eventually comes out into our reality. Those things come out into our reality. So our world is changing. We've changed our thoughts. Now we're changing our world. So we might have an instance in the near future. There's a lot of crazy energies coming up in this year, right? There's a lot of crazy energies coming up. So there might be a time where we tend to want to go back and focus on the things that didn't work, and maybe look at those or lament people that we've left behind because they're not ready to come on this journey with us, whatever it is. This card is reminding us that, again, we have a choice. Again, we're the magician. We can focus on that and slow ourselves up, or we can take this cloak off, bury that past, turn around and pick up those other 2 cups and walk over that bridge into our palace, right? So whichever we choose to do is perfectly okay with Spirit. Spirit's never going to punish you for making a wrong choice. If you get hung up worrying about somebody or thinking about somebody, they're going to back off. They're not going to keep moving things around for you. But as soon as you're ready and say yes, they're going right back to work for you. But they're saying that might end up being a situation down the road where you actually have that pull to feel bad about something you've left behind, and they're saying, nope, don't do it. I mean, if you do, that's okay. They'll just have to pull back, because they're not going to go swat people out of your life. They're not going to go push you, stuff like that. That's not going to happen. They're just going to back up, and then when you're ready, they'll be right back in with you. The Page of Swords is your last card in the PS, and what that's saying is, be curious about your truth, because you know what? We think we know our truth, and then we keep digging and we keep looking, not for our truth necessary, but for what else is out there in the world. And we find out not only more about what's out there, but we find out more about ourselves and who we really are. And it seems like with every stone we turn over, there's a new understanding of the depth of our power and who we really are as we walk this earth, or in spite of the fact that we're walking this earth, right? Okay, so Aquarius, that is your message. Thank you so much for being a part of Spirit Mail. Thank you for stopping in. Don't forget, set your calendars for 6 o'clock on Tuesday evenings, Central Standard Time, and 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, also Central Standard Time. And love you guys. Go out and have a super duper day. Bye.